Hey everybody, welcome back to A Phone Call with Freedom. I am your host, Sarah Jane. Thanks for showing up in my corner of the world where we talk the universe. The world as we know it is in a state of evolution. Shit is hitting the fan, everything is going crazy, but is there a higher purpose? I've spent the last 10 years undergoing this crazy these experiences in life, as I'm sure you have, right? That have just shaken me down. You know, I was kind of following the crowd. I was doing what society told me to do. I'm waiting for my moment, swimming upstream until I got humbled, right? And when you're sitting there in your ass and you're looking up at the sky, it's in that moment where you start kind of asking questions like, what the am I doing, right? If you haven't checked out last week's podcast episode, I implore you to do so. It is all about the importance of asking bigger, deeper questions. You don't have to have answers for those questions. In fact, give yourself time to develop those answers, but you can't get answers without asking questions. So today's episode is all about awareness, because once you start asking questions, you are going to start getting answers. And if you're listening and if you're asking the right questions, the answers that you're going to get are going to help you become aware of things that you're probably not aware of now, or at least were not aware of previously. I was creating life from a particular consciousness years ago because I didn't even know what consciousness was. There was so much that I didn't know. I just didn't know. Now, I'm big on, you don't have to be a spiritual guru. You don't have to be out here hugging trees, even though I recommend it. But, you just need to know the basics. You have a right as a human being to understand that there are basics that you need to know about yourself and how you work. All right. Now, there's tons of stuff that I've learned, but I've narrowed down to the 4 main ones that have changed my life. The first is going to be the mind. You have to understand about the mind. Just the basics. The conscious and the subconscious mind. You have to know how your conscious and your subconscious mind work. It's going to be a huge piece to your puzzle. The next is the energy field. You have a field of energy that surrounds your body. Science has been able to corroborate this. It's important that you understand how that field of energy works, because it dictates everything that comes in and out of your immediate reality. All right, so your energy field, super crucial to understand the basics about. I mean, it literally surrounds your body. The same way you know about your body, you need to know about the energy field. Third is reincarnation. Some people believe in reincarnation, some people don't. I was in the, I don't really know wagon for a long time. And then I started realizing, while we're all down here trying to fight each other about what's right and what's wrong and what's the truth, what I've discovered is there is no truth. There's no truth. There is no right or wrong. Debatable, but you're on a ball floating in space. It doesn't matter if what you're believing is quote unquote right or wrong. And how are you going to figure that out anyway? What matters is that whatever you believe supports your survival. It has to support you when you're in a time of need, when you're going through a really rough time. You have to have beliefs wired into your subconscious mind that are going to support you getting through that. So if you sit here and you don't believe in things such as reincarnation, that could pose a problem. That may create a stunt in your growth on a personal level, is what I've discovered anyway. So I used to be like, I don't know if I believe in reincarnation. I believe in it now because at the end of the day, it's incorporated within a set of beliefs that I have that make me feel better about the life I'm living. So am I right or wrong? I don't know. I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is that when I'm in a time of need, the beliefs that I have support me And one of those are reincarnation. And we'll dive into each of these on a different podcast episode. But we're just going to handle the basics today because the basics is really all you need to know. You don't have to make this crazy, complicated, wild shit. You just need to know the basics. So reincarnation is a topic you absolutely have to look at. The last is going to be karma. Karma gets a bad rap. Everybody's like, oh, karma is going to come back and bite her. Like, people don't understand what karma is. All right. So we're going to talk about karma as well. So these are the 4 areas and the 4 things that I was not aware of before that I am aware of now that have completely changed my life for the better. All right. So let's dive in. Circling back around to the mind, we have 2 parts of the mind. We have the conscious and the subconscious. All you need to know is the basic information. The conscious mind are your day-to-day thoughts, that conversation you're having with yourself, whatever you're aware of and thinking of in the here and now moment. That's your conscious mind. Oh, I want to do this today. Oh, well, this is my goal. Those are your conscious thoughts. Your subconscious mind, a little bit different, very different. Your subconscious mind is developed in the first 7 years of your life, give or take. But between your last trimester in the belly and about 7, maybe 8 years old, somewhere in there, you're developing your subconscious mind. All right? Now, your subconscious mind is a little more important to understand than your conscious. Your subconscious is filled with everything that you observed and absorbed in those first 7 to 8 years of your life. Now think about this. As an adult, you have the ability to be like, that doesn't sound right. I'm not going to take that. Or, yeah, okay, that sounds really good. I like that. Okay, but as a child, you don't have that ability. You don't even understand what judgment is yet. So what you do in those first 7 years is you simply observe everything around you. You absorb the information, and your mind creates beliefs based on what you've observed and absorbed. So it creates a movie, all right? For the rest of your life, this movie is playing in the background of your mind. That is your subconscious. And it influences your conscious conversation, right? It's like if you have a movie on in the living room and then a commercial comes on, so you get up and you go into the kitchen, but you can still hear it, right? So you might be having a different conversation in the kitchen, but little do you know, that movie is still playing in the background and it is influencing your conscious conversation. And as an adult, this movie just plays over and over and over again. Okay, this is crucial for you to understand for many reasons. But the biggest is because it's going to allow you to understand other people better. You're still going to have to put in boundaries. You may still have to walk away because if somebody is not willing to understand that they are running subconscious beliefs, and maybe if they don't like them, they have to change them. If they're not willing to embark on that journey, and you are, and that growth rate is changing between the two of you, whether this is a friendship, a partnership, a habit, a routine, then you still have to put in that boundary. You still have to walk away. You still have to make the choice that serves you. But it allows you to do it with a little bit more compassion. That person is running a movie and they're having trouble changing that movie. This is not something you have to look at somebody and be like, I can't believe you don't understand. No, they really don't. They genuinely don't understand. The second thing it allows you to do is forgive yourself. If you have habits, routines, or a reality that you're not absolutely thrilled with, you're living out your subconscious beliefs. This is not something to judge yourself about. This is not something to be mad about. This is something to be like, oh, I didn't realize this is how the mind works. And now I can work to fix it. I am actively living out everything that I observed and absorbed during childhood. And maybe that information that I was subject to isn't correct. Maybe it's not the truth. Maybe I've been carrying around beliefs that I don't actually want to believe in anymore. All right, so understanding the conscious and the subconscious mind is crucial. It's going to allow you to ease up on everybody else, and most importantly, it's going to allow you to ease up on yourself. All right, that's just the basic stuff you need to know about that for right now. Moving into the energy field. You have a field of energy that surrounds your body. Science has been able to corroborate this. It's incredible. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible that people are finally starting to at least dip their toe in the water when it comes to this new age information that really is very old information, but we just have never been taught about it, so it seems very unfamiliar to us. But you have a field of energy that surrounds your body. It's yours. It's your own field of energy. Gorgeous, beautiful. It extends out all the way around you. This is why when somebody comes into a room, you can feel them. Or maybe right before they come in, you kind of know they're there. That's because you're sensing the energy field. So this energy field that surrounds your body is filled with different vibrations, little vibrational, like balls almost, little vibrational balls just surrounding your entire body in this beautiful, gorgeous energy field that you have. Okay. These little energy balls are energies that have been created through many different lifetimes throughout your soul journey. Okay. They come with you. It's your energy signature. It's also filled with opportunity. What's going to happen next? Right? So you have all these energies in your field, and you have the ability to tap into different frequencies. Okay? This is what kind of loops us into reincarnation, because it is filled, your energy field is filled with all these different vibrations from different timelines, your entire soul journey. Okay? Now, what happens is through thought and feeling, this energy kind of releases through your thought and feeling, creates the energy ball. The more thought and feeling you put into it, the bigger the energy ball, the more powerful the energy ball. And then it floats off into your energy field and kind of sticks to the wall of your energy field and acts as a magnet, attracting like vibrations. Okay, we're going to circle back around to that. But what's important is right now is that you understand that you do in fact have an energy field. Take time to get to know your energy field. It's filled with pieces of you. You may not be able to see it, but you can most certainly feel it. All right? Moving into reincarnation. Again, I didn't know if I believed in reincarnation. I'm not saying you need to believe in reincarnation. What I'm saying is we're all going through some crazy shit. There's not a single person I know that's not going through something crazy right now. Even if it's just a day to day. We're living lives that we're not supposed to be living. We're not supposed to be stressing on levels we are. We're not supposed to be consuming food the way that we are. We shouldn't be thinking the way that we think. We shouldn't have the beliefs that we have, right? We've kind of been hijacked. And I think many of us understand that now. I mean, you gotta, if you don't see that the larger structures in society are strategically designed to keep this entire world in a very particular frequency of fear and stress and anxiety, then I would say you have to take the sunglasses off. It's not a good or bad. You just have to see it. You have to see it. Right? So here we are. We're in this moment. Does reincarnation exist? I will never tell you that I'm right. I don't think anybody's right. I think you have to think bigger. You have to realize your mind's been conditioned, right? Like we talked about, that subconscious is playing that movie. Is that movie right? 9 times out of 10? No. It's old. It's an old movie. It's old beliefs being fed down to you. It's your job to change the movie. You're the new character in the movie. So when it comes to reincarnation, there were certain things that had happened in my life. When I started asking the question, I didn't answer it right away, right? And that's what I said earlier in the podcast. You don't have to have answers for all this stuff. Just ask the question. So I started asking, does reincarnation exist? I don't really know. And I just let it go, just like that. Then I had somebody steal some jewelry from me. And the jewelry was my dad's jewelry that he had left me. So it was very valuable to me. And somebody stole it. I was so upset. I was like, what the is going on here? This is nuts. This is crazy. I can't believe it. Why would this happen? Right? I'm so sorry, Dad. I can't believe I let this happen. Beating myself up, mad at everyone else, just entangled in this experience. So, of course, at the same time, I'm questioning my reality, right? Exactly what I'm inspiring all of you to do. I was at that space in my journey. So I'm questioning everything, and I sit down, I review the situation, and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. I can't do anything. Jewelry's gone. I'm angry, and I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be angry. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's just a physical thing. Am I devastated? Yeah. But I don't want to be angry. I can't be angry forever. So, what do I have to do? I have to look at my perspective. How am I going to see this? Because right now I'm seeing it as if I'm a victim. And in many ways, in that moment I was. But once you get to a certain point, a couple days later, I can't stay a victim forever because I'm going to be mad. So I got to play with perspective. You can change any emotion by playing with perspective. This is why you rewire your brain to see if you can naturally pick a different perspective, naturally. So I sit down, I say, all right, I know I'm going to have to play with perspective here. So what are my perspectives available to me? After siphoning through a couple of them, the only one that made sense to me was, what if I'm reaching, but what if in another life, maybe I was down on my luck. Maybe I was in a shitty position. And maybe I stole from somebody, something that was very valuable to them. I didn't realize the value of it, right? I just know that I felt stuck. I was lost, clearly. And maybe I stole from somebody. And so in this lifetime, I decided to have that experience from the other side so that I could understand what it felt like, so that I could let it go, so that I could learn my lesson. I'll tell you what, consciously in my head, I'm like, I would never steal from somebody. But now, I would never, ever, ever, because I get it. On a soul level, I get it. I'm a better person because that person stole from me. So I decided, all right, I'm just going to pick the perspective that in another lifetime, I fucked up and I'm experiencing this to rectify the energy. I've been the good guy, I've been the bad guy, and this is where I'm at. I'm becoming a whole soul having all these lessons. That perspective allowed me to forgive the person. It allowed me to wipe my hands of it. It allowed me to make sense of it. Am I right or wrong? I don't know. Who knows? But again, your beliefs are not about being right or wrong. Your beliefs are about having beliefs that support you in your time of need. They are not about being right or wrong. So, fuck it. That's the best belief I got right now. That's the only shot I got at forgiving this person. All right. So I'm really observing that. I'm absorbing that. I'm talking to myself about that. I'm resting on that idea. I'm coming to peace with that idea. And now I'm eliminating this aggression, right? I'm not angry the way I was. I'm like, you know what? Let's close this door. You know, best of luck to them. I'm literally sending them love because I'm like, you are really fucked up if you're you're doing some shady shit like that, right? You're in a tough spot, bro. I'm not in that consciousness. I'm so glad I'm not in that consciousness. It just made me more proud to be who I am, right? So I picked this new perspective. I pray on that person. I let it go. I speak love on them, and we're good. We wipe our hands of it. A couple weeks later, I end up at another venue, and there was some people there. One of them, I was like, I think that's the person who lifted my shit. Next thing you know, by the end of the venue, the end of the event, my jewelry was back. Nobody said anything. I can't prove anything, but the jewelry was back. Somebody had just simply put it back in my bag. Had I continued to be angry, I really don't think that I would have been given back the jewelry. I truly feel like I would have blocked that blessing from coming back to me because I wasn't getting it. This whole world is about getting it, stepping up, soul growth, becoming a better version of yourself. If you choose not to do that, you're going to run cycles. But instead, I chose to invite in the idea of reincarnation, to invite in the idea that I've been living here previously. Maybe I've done some shady shit, and you want to think in your head, no, I wouldn't. Well, that's a little naive. If you really are a whole soul, then I got news for you. You've been the good guy, you've been the bad guy. You have to be. You have to play both. And the bad guy is never really bad. He's just really hurt. She's just really, really hurt, right? So ultimately, this idea of reincarnation allowed me the opportunity to pick a better perspective, which allowed me to eliminate the aggression, eliminate the anger, and open up to a whole nother space, a whole nother level of self-growth. And at the end of the day, I got the jewelry back. And do I think that my energy had a lot to do with that? Me praying peace on that person, me speaking love on that person after they had done some dirty shit to me like that? Yeah, you bet your ass, 100%. Energy is real. And when you start understanding how it works, when you start understanding how your mind works, first you may be the victim. You have to work your way out of that perspective into a new one. And there's going to be times where shit does not make sense. And the only way it's going to make sense is by inviting in the idea of reincarnation. All right? So just keep that in your back pocket as you're moving through and navigating life. Because at some point in time, you might need that story. All right? Last but not least, karma. Now, everybody talks about karma like it's a bad thing. They're going to get their karma. Listen, karma is not a bad thing. Karma is the process of energy. All right. This kind of circles back around to what I was touching on earlier when I was talking about the energy field. Again, you just need to know the basics, but this is literally how you manifest anything into your reality. You have a thought, you have a feeling. When you combine these two and project them, it creates a little energy ball that I was referring to earlier in your energy field, the field of energy around your body. And that energy ball is going to float off into your field, and it's going to attach itself to the end of the wall, your energy wall, and it's going to act as a magnet. This is extremely important for you to understand. This is how you manifest. So most of us, because of how our mind is wired, we go through an event and we naturally think and feel like we're the victim, because that's exactly how our mind is taught, right? That's the movie playing in the background. So you immediately go into victim mode. You think you're a victim. You feel like you're a victim. Now you're putting that shit out there. And what's happening is you're actually attracting more of those circumstances. But this is all science. This isn't like spiritual guru. It's literally science. They can measure that thought goes somewhere, feeling goes somewhere. And when they are combined, they float off into your energy field and act as a magnet. Now, karma, what karma is that process itself of the energy flowing off of you and then coming back. That's what karma is. The energy that you omit will always come back to you. Karma is just the label for the process of the energy being sent out and then coming back. The energy being sent out and then coming back. It doesn't know good or bad. There is no good or bad with karma. It's just the energy that you're putting out coming back to you. So your relationship with karma is personal. All right? But what's coming back to you in your reality, you have to look at that, because those thoughts and feelings are what's going out. Now, of course, there's certain times where you're looking at certain situations. You're like, well, why would this have happened or that have happened? There are certain things in your life that are going to happen that are either going to be a lesson, something you can learn from, a test. Did you really get the information? Or a reflection. Now, reflections are not, people and places and things in your reality, they don't reflect your personality. They reflect the relationship with yourself. So if you're not putting yourself first, you may find yourself in a relationship where you don't feel like your partner is putting you first. There's a reflection there. You feel like this person's not putting you first, but really the truth is you're not putting you first. You're not loving yourself on the levels you need to love yourself. Right? So understanding how all this works, understanding the flow of energy, karma, the energy that goes out, the energy that comes back, your thought and feeling is your point of manifestation. So in order to make sure that that is in alignment with your highest good of all, you got to start looking at some deeper perspectives, including reincarnation. Right? This is going to be a game changer, because in order to influence your thought and feeling, you have got to slow down and pick a perspective that serves you for everything that you're going through. Does this perspective work for me? Is the way that I'm looking at this healthy for me or not? All right? And that takes us back into the energy field. What kind of energy are you carrying around? What needs to be looked at, picked apart, and rebuilt? We're all in that space right now. We're all in that space right now because of what? Because of our conditioning, which takes us back to the mind. Understanding the conscious and the subconscious mind. Consciously, you might be having this conversation. Subconsciously, this movie's playing in the background, having this huge influence. Now you understand. You have observed and absorbed and created these beliefs during childhood. And as an adult, you're carrying them around. It becomes your responsibility to say, I don't know that I need to believe that. I don't think that I want to be the victim. I don't think that I want to sit here and tell you, I don't know. I don't have the answers. You do have the answers. You have all the answers. I'm telling you right now, we do not hear it enough. You are more beautiful and gorgeous and courageous and capable than you could ever imagine. And that's why I started this podcast. Because as I started discovering this information, I started finding out what I truly was capable of, what we truly are capable of, especially when we come together. So I hope you guys were able to retain this information. I hope that it has influenced you in a positive way. I love you guys. I support you. Thank you so much for loving and supporting me. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for me. Keeps me moving in the right direction. And then hop over to my website at sarabundant, sarabundant.com, and subscribe that way so that you get notified when the book comes out. Also, make sure you check back next Monday because we have another episode. The next chapter, chapter 3, is all about the universal language. And that's a fun one because the universe speaks to you in different ways, right? It's not just like you're sitting down having a conversation. The universe has a different language. And so we're going to touch on what that language looks like. So thank you guys. Have a great day. And I cannot wait to see you. Hey, listen, it's going to be an amazing week. All right. Remember, perspective is key. It's going to be an amazing week. Let's go. Set your intention. Put that out there. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see you right back here next Monday for another phone call with Frida.